Hey there, Dave Gardner here with the Now Lifestyle, and there's been a lot of questions that pop up in the group, and just people are confused and maybe they're not really sure about how some of the commissions work. So I just want to spend a few minutes kind of breaking down with an updated picture, an updated view from what you might see in your back office to determine what would actually qualify for some commissions. Because there's a couple different things that we want to, accomplish with Now Lifestyle. Number one, we want to improve our health. Number two, we of course want to improve our wealth, and then maybe we have some other goals as well, as far as personal and so on and so forth. But that health and wealth are the big ones. We want to help people, change their diet and get in better shape, improving their protein intake and improving their fiber, so that they can start to take care and get a healthy lifestyle. But we also want to be able to benefit from this as well. And a lot of people are coming in with the health aspect, and then they're converting into products of the product, and they're starting to promote. So they want to know how the commissions run. And then there's other marketers that are really going in and realizing that this is a great program with a great comp plan. So they want to kind of know. And it's one of those ready, fire, aim things. You get in and you figure it out later, because it is a phenomenal comp plan. So a couple levels that we want to talk about here that are some of the main levels you can come in at that are really being promoted right now. Right now it is October 12th, 2018. So depending on when you're watching this, there's always been some changes. Maybe you're at a different level based on when you came in. Maybe some of these levels will have had other levels added to them. So some of the main levels that we want to talk about right now, the basic level is the VIP. It's $9.99 a month. That pays out if you have that level or anything higher than that, and you bring in someone at the $9.99 level, that pays out at a 50% commission. So basically $4.98, $4.99, $5, something like that. So that would be that commission. If you're at the platinum level, that costs $50 a month, and it of course gives you more things in the back office and the member area. That also pays out at a 50% commission. So basically you're looking at $25 a month when you refer someone who comes in at that same level. If you're a platinum member and you refer someone who's a VIP, you're only going to make $5 because they're only paying $9.99 or $10. And so again, you're only going to make 50% off of the level that the person comes in, assuming you own that higher level. If you sponsor someone with SendShark, which is just the autoresponder piece that doesn't have the health and fitness piece, that's only $25 a month. You're going to earn again $50, 50% of that. So that's $12.50 a month. Sometimes these people have an option. It's $197, I believe, if you do a full year. So that would be like a $98. I think it's a $98.50. But again, it's 50% commission. So notice the trend here. Any front-end digital product is 50%. If you have the NLS University, depending on when you come in, usually it's $9.97 the first week, and then it bumps up if you don't take action on that first discounted rate. It bumps up to $14.97. It's a one-time purchase. It's not monthly. Like the VIP, Platinum, SendShark, those are monthly fees. Now Lifestyle University has a one-time fee followed by the Platinum level monthly after that. Again, that's a 50% commission, but you have to own it. If you don't own that Now Lifestyle University, let's say you're a Platinum member, you won't even see it as a VIP member. You need to upgrade to Platinum before you see the option for the university. So let's say you come in and you get the university, or you look at it and you say, I'm not going to get it. But let's say another member comes in and upgrades underneath you. So you're a Platinum member and they're a Platinum member. If they upgrade and they grab the university, you miss out on that. That commission gets passed up to your sponsor or to the next line in that upline in the sponsor group, whoever has that product. So for me, I went all in. It just makes sense for me to go all in, and it makes sense for you to go all in too, because you're going to maximize your commissions. Because even just having one of them, even if you just have one sale of this, you've already earned 50% of your investment back. If you, over time, over the next year or two, let's say you only sell two of them in a year. Let's say you have a full year just to sell two people that upgrade. You've earned your money back. You've broken even just on that product itself. Any other ones that you sell after that, again, would be pure profit just based on them following up that path. And that's basically the highest product price that we have here at this point. Because these are all digital, the company has the ability to provide better rates for the commission. So they're at 50%. The other 50% gets shared, and it helps to feed the matrix. And we're going to get to the matrix in a little bit. But one of the other things that you really have the ability to grow on is this idea of the Now Body supplements. Now, they're only up to about 20% commission because they have real value as far as being a physical product. So there's storage, there's shipping, involved, and it's a real product, and they actually have to, manufacture and process this. So there's a lot more overhead involved. So that's about up to 20% if people are to buy the fiber or the protein or the Elevate Energy Boost or the creatine. We have another product and a series of products that I think it's called the Lifetime product or Life Longevity series. I believe that's what they called it when we went to the national event in early October 2018. And so there's going to continue to be products that come out. So those supplements, you have the ability to earn 20% commissions on those. And again, that's just the front end where you can start to earn commission. So that's the big reason or big place where you can earn commissions. The only way you're going to earn commissions if you physically share your affiliate link and then you actually get people to upgrade. And so just quickly to show you that, kind of go back here. When you log into your Now Lifestyle member area, depending on if you're just SendShark or if you're actually Now Lifestyle and you actually have access to the fitness pieces, if you're doing everything, you'll see all the tabs that I have. If you're doing SendShark, you're not going to see this health, for example. When we click on the Now Lifestyle product suite, you're not going to see your Now Body or the Now Body supplements, okay? But what we want to focus on now, so when you first log in, when you go to reseller tools, over to the left are the promo links. This is how you're going to get people to opt into your pages. You're going to click on these, either the opportunity or the product, and there's a series that you can choose from: lead pages, dollar trial, Facebook groups, webinar. The lead pages are the biggest for both product and opportunity, and there's some different options. So if you click on lead pages up underneath opportunity, then come over here, click the choose link, and you can choose the options that you want. This one right here, the Amazing Simple, is one that does very well. If you want to send someone just to the health related part where they can create their free account for the health, you want to click this. So when you click the page that you choose, what you need to do is you're going to let it populate for a minute. And once it populates, if you scroll down, notice there's your actual link. That's the simple thing to do. You can just hover over it and then you can right click and copy, or you can do copy link to clipboard, and then you can go share that. So you go into social media or you go into another window and you can physically share that with people. Maybe you send it through email, or if you're more advanced, maybe you create your own domain and then you forward it to this. But that's an idea for a different video. And so that's how you get your link. And when people opt in, they become a free member or they become a lead for you. And then what can happen is over time, they might go from a lead into a free member, and then from a free member into a VIP member. And one of the crucial things you have to remember is that consistency is so important here. I've had people that have opted in and then upgraded to free maybe months later. And then even a year later, I've had people upgrade to take the dollar trial and maybe now are VIP members or platinum members. So be consistent, because you never know when the right time is for someone to join, and where you might be getting an ROI or a return on your investment that might happen months later. And so again, if you were to just give up on them and stop and quit, you're not going to see the successes that might be there, right? So the back end, what we're going to look for, the back end, there's different levels and different labels that we're going to see with people. And so the back end commissions, the people that are listed as NLS pre-launch, they do not qualify for your matrix. A VIP level, if you're at the VIP level, okay, you can earn up to $5 per cycle. And we're going to get to the cycles in a few minutes here. If you're a platinum level member, you can earn up to $20 per cycle that's completed. And so what a cycle is every 2 to 4 or 4 to 2 ratio. That's for your left side to your right side, or your right side to your left side of active monthly paying members. So one of the things you have to keep in mind, if there's no money coming into the company, that means the money can't pay any money out. So again, no money in, no money out. Hopefully that makes sense. So if no one is paying monthly, then the company doesn't get any money in, therefore they can't pay any money out. So if you look down in your downline matrix and you hover over people and they're all NLS pre-launch, there's no money coming into the system. So therefore they can't pay you out. You have to have active people that are actually providing. So one of the other things that I didn't add in here, you might see JV partners. Okay, so the JV partners are also not qualifying you for your bonuses. A JV partner is qualified. So if you're a JV partner, you do qualify for the people below you in that matrix. But if you see a JV partner underneath you, they're not part of your numbers because they're not paying active in the membership. Usually a JV partner is someone who's got a really big list that's been brought in and invited, because they're going to do a lot of promotions and they're helping out and they're going to spread the program and spread the name. So I just want to go in and kind of point out a couple things in order to qualify, and then we're actually going to look at the matrix. Okay, in order for you to personally qualify for that matrix, you have to personally sponsor people to be able to start qualifying. You cannot just show up and think that the money is going to roll in. Okay, it does not happen. You could look in your downline and there could be 1,000 people below you because of maybe something known as spillover from people above you and people that are below that start to grow. But if you don't sponsor one person, you will never start to earn commissions, because again, on that front end, you have to start sponsoring people and bringing people in with your affiliate link. On the back link, on the back end, you want to start building that matrix. And so what you need to do is place one person in your power leg. Your power leg is the leg that's growing faster. That's your bigger leg. That's the 4 of the 2 and 4. Okay. What you get paid on though is the smaller leg, because the 2 or that half number is what creates a new cycle. So you need to put at least one person in your power leg. The rest of the people that you personally refer are going to go in your pay leg. So the thing we want to do is always go in the outside legs below people, never on an inside leg. And I'll explain that in a minute. But what you want to do, instead of just listening to me, you want to make sure you also go in the member area and go to your commissions area and see the full comp plan, because that'll have the most updated details. So to do that, if you click on commissions and stats, and then you click on your commissions, over here, you can see right there, download our compensation plan overview. So if you click on that link, it's going to open up a new tab and you'll get the most up-to-date details on how to follow that comp plan. So it talks about the digital products, 50%, supplements, 20% on the first level, 5% on the second level, binary matrix. Okay, notice no limit on cycles, 4 affiliates on one leg, 2 affiliates in the other. Again, and I'm going to explain that, okay, explain how that works. Monthly memberships, again, the different levels. And again, you can go into this. I'm not going to go through this whole thing. You can do that. It's important that you kind of understand and start to learn how that works. So all of that is there in the back office. So let's say, I'm going to go through here and we'll take our steps back just to follow you through. So let's go back to reseller tools. Over to the left side, you're going to click your business, and then you're going to click downline. And what that will do is that will bring up your downline and whoever is underneath you. Now, if you've just started, chances are you might not have much of a downline. You know, if you've been sponsored by someone who's very active, they may continue to be putting people underneath you. And so what you might see, like here I am, you're going to see maybe just one green icon, or you might see a straight line below you. Okay, you might just see a straight line below you. So let's say if we were, just coming in, let's say we're looking at this person here, you might come in and you might see something like this. Maybe yours is a little narrower because people below you are starting to grow, or maybe someone that's up here above you has started to put people below you. Okay. Now, the thing right here, what you see is limited. Notice I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. Really, you see where you are, and then you see 4 levels below. What you want to do is you want to click on this, show your full downline tree, and it will open up a new window, and then you can see the full thing. But even before we do that, I'm going to let that populate. What I want you to do, you can actually scroll down. So right below, if you have active members that you're going to be putting and adding into your downline and into your matrix, you're going to see this holding tank. Now, right now, I don't have any affiliates that are live in my holding tank. That means no one new has joined since this morning or since the last time I had checked when I placed one. And so you might have one and you'll see a name and an email and a telephone number and maybe some other details where you can sponsor them and place them, or excuse me, you have sponsored them, but you can place them. But what you can do, you can scroll down, and if you scroll down right here, this area called downline stats, if you scroll down to the bottom, depending on how many people are below you, you'll see all the active and inactive people. And so if we go down, like right now, I have people that are 363 levels below me because people below me have continued to sponsor people. And remember, with the binary matrix, you can only put people below you. And so right now, this first column is active members. So I have a total of 1,478 active members. 1,299 of them are on my left and 179 are on my right. So I'm trying to replicate and build up my right leg, but a lot of my team members have built up my left. A lot of duplications going on here. This other column here is the inactive people. These are people who have failed payments or are suspended or have canceled their accounts. So I have about the same amount of number who have stayed active as who have canceled. And then the far right side is total members, okay? So what you want to focus on is this right here. So if we were, let's say I round this down to 1,200 and round this up to 200, so 1,200 to 200 is like a 6-to-1 ratio, okay? A 6-to-1 ratio. If I were to round it up to 1,400 and 200, now I'm at a 7-to-1 ratio, okay? What you want to have is a 4-to-2 ratio. So for every 4 people on your left, you want to have 2 people on your right that are active. Or it could be the other way around. For every 2 people on your left, I want to have 4 people on my right that are active. It could be either way, depending on how your matrix is built and depending on how you are in the matrix. So if we take a look at this matrix, here's my matrix. Again, remember, if you take a look at this, I have 1,478 people that are active. 179 are the leg that I've really started to build on my own, but I've also placed quite a few people in this side too that have started to duplicate. And so when you're looking at a matrix and how to qualify, you want to look at little areas and little zones. So just because I have 179 people, that doesn't mean I can take 179 and let's say we look for the calculator here. Where's my calculator? I can't do, let's see, 179 divided by 2 and say that's 89 cycles or 88, 90 cycles. I can't say that that's 90 cycles because I have 179 people that are active in some regards, but that doesn't mean they're active and paying monthly. Okay, so I just want to show you a couple people right now. So right now, this person, excuse me, is a JV partner all in. So see how it pops up. All you have to do, excuse me, if you hover over their icon, you'll see what status they're in. The JV partner all-ins do not pay monthly, so they don't qualify you for your matrix numbers, because again, they're not paying monthly in, so that's nothing that can help my numbers. So that doesn't count. This person is suspended, so they have a failed payment, so their stuff isn't count. Okay, right here, failed payment, so that doesn't count for this month. If we go here, they're an all-in Maverick, so that's an active status. They're going to be paying monthly. That's going to help. So that's one person on my right leg that helps. Okay. If we go down, this person is reseller and autoresponder. So they're paying monthly with the autoresponder. So they count. This person is a VIP member. So they count. Notice these people are all different levels. So they're all paying monthly, but they're paying monthly at different amounts. So if we go back to this slide for a second, notice how it says up to $20 per cycle or up to $5 per cycle. It's not a flat rate. It's not $20 for every cycle. It's up to. For a while, it was averaging about $17 or $18 per cycle. And now that we've had this lower level brought in, this nice entry level of the VIP at $9.99, that means less commissions might be coming in overall, but it's still commissions. And so that overall average might be about $10 to $15 per cycle because, again, they cannot pay out more than they bring in. If we go down here, reseller and autoresponder. So these people right here, these are all active and they're all paying monthly and they're all helping for my matrix. Okay, there's another all-in member. But if we go to her side, that person is canceled. So that person doesn't count. Okay, suspended. Okay, suspended. Excuse me. We have canceled. We have pre-launch. So the pre-launch doesn't count. They came in, they paid the yearly rate. Excuse me, I apologize. At the event, I was speaking a lot. We were having a great time, talking a lot. And then I came back and I work. I'm a full-time science teacher. So I've been talking all week, a little raspy throat here. So again, when you're trying to look at this, I have a massive amount on my left and my right to kind of go through. Yours might not look that way. It might be a little bit easier to determine. But what you want to look at is, again, you want to look at everything on your left and everything on your right, okay? So if you're looking at yourself, this part over here would be your left, and this part over here would be your right, of course. For James, everything under this is all his left, because you only have one left leg and one right leg, okay? You can only go left and right. That's all it can do. If you look at Make More, it goes left and right. Look at John Wolk, left and right. Big Home Business, left and right. Now, Big Home Business is spread wider because there's more people in his left and his right than what Make More has. Mine, notice how wide mine is because I have a lot more because again, I'm higher up on the matrix. And so notice Genevieve only has a few here, so that it's very short, right? So again, when you're looking, you're going to look at all these on the right side that are active, all that are on the left side that are active, or left and right, excuse me, I got those backwards. So another way to do it and to check to see how many are actually active. If you actually have been in Now Lifestyle for a while and you want to figure out how these things are calculated, if you go up into commissions and stats and you go into your commissions over on the left side, you can actually choose a date range. Now, one of the other questions that comes up is when do we get paid? Okay. We always get paid a couple weeks after the month in which we earn the commissions. And that allows time for chargebacks, that allows times for refunds, it allows times to calculate the commissions to figure out who actually came in during the month. So for example, it's October 12th, 2018. Next week sometime, okay, and anywhere in between like the 18th and the 23rd is when they've been paying us. And they've been consistent since the beginning of Now Lifestyle. Okay, and I've worked with Joel and his programs before with GVO and Pure Leverage. They've always paid me month by month for many years. I've been with them since 2009. Okay, they're always paying on time. And so around the 18th through the 23rd, they will generate the commissions for what was earned in September. But we can go back, but because I don't know it yet, I'm going to go back a month before. So all you got to do is click in here. And what we're going to do, we're going to change the calendar date. Well, I'm going to click the little caret arrow. And I want to look at in September what I got paid. So I'm going to look at August 1st to August 31st. And notice it changed the dates up here, August 1st or 8/1 and August 31st, 8/31. And then I'm going to click apply, and then it brings up and populates it for my date range, and I'm going to click search. And the August dates, if I know the August dates, I'll know what I earned in September. And so my cycle commissions, what happens, it will repopulate the page. I will see my cycle commission. So in my pay leg, okay, my pay leg was my bigger leg. I had 333 members that were active in the pay leg, only 63 members that were active paying monthly in my the power leg, right? And so I guess they phrased it a little bit better, a little bit differently than what I said in the PowerPoint. Really, this is really the power leg, and then this is really the pay leg. So different terms are used for different groups, but I earned $491 in bonus commissions, plus I have another $50 that was just held back. More is, what they do, they hold back just in case people refund, and it's just like basically a precaution. So in a few months, I'll actually have those released. So I will get those back, assuming these members don't cancel. So I had 31 cycles in August. Those numbers keep going up. So for example, all these people came in. Again, if we open that back up again, if I open this in a new tab, we go into, again, business, downline. And what we'll see again is those numbers of people, just to show you where those numbers came from. Now, excuse me, that was for August. Remember, those were August numbers. So in a month and a half later, in all of September and half of October, I have 1,299 on my left, 179 on my right, because a lot of them have come in this month. Now, this number has stayed pretty consistent, but this number has exploded over the last couple months. But excuse me, if we just focus on this 179, I have 179, but only 63 of them count. So again, as we go through this, for example, if we go through, and like I said, where was the one? I saw one here a minute ago. Let's see if I can find him again. Just bear with me for a second. We'll try to figure this out. Notice a lot of these are suspended, canceled, suspended, 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 all in Maverick. All in Maverick. So those people all count for me. Canceled, 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 suspended, canceled. JV partner, SendShark reseller. So notice there's a lot that have canceled. They just decide it's not for them. But what happens is, okay, so there's one right there, NLS pre-launch. So right here, this person is part of my 179. They're active technically. Okay, they technically have an active membership. Excuse me, but they're not actively paying month by month. And so what that does is that makes it so they don't qualify. If there's no money in, to the system, there's no money that can be paid out of the system. So they would not count as part of these cycles. So even though I have 179 people on my right leg, which is my weaker leg, you know, only 63 really counted. So that's one thing that you really have to consider. Now, one of the other questions that comes up, or that has come up, is, you know, how many people do I have to place, you know, personally? And so I made the mistake in the beginning. I was placing people all over the place, but I was on like 4 places instead of just 2. What you really want to do, and I'm just going to shrink this up for a second so we can see it all. You only want to place on your outside here and your outside there. Now, if you have a team and you're placed in a good position, you'll have some leverage, and some people will be placing below you, and you'll keep growing one leg by itself. You need to put one person on that bottom leg of the one that's growing by itself. And then you just, then you just keep hitting to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. You keep putting underneath and underneath and underneath. Now, notice this keeps going. So I would want to go underneath no hype here. But really, that's many levels down. Like I said, there's 300 and something levels down. That's a story for a different day, but you'd want to keep going down and down and down and place them. So notice I have a red there, a red underline there, I have a red underline there, I have red here, red here, red here. I have reds on both sides. A lot of my reds are on the right side. So if you go back to see them a little bit easier, the red underline means that's your personal sponsored person. Okay, you physically had them click your affiliate link and they joined through you. Anyone that does not have a red line, that's been brought in by someone else. So one of the cool things that you get if you join, if you get these emails from Joel that says you just had a non-personal downline sign up, that means that someone underneath you has brought in members. Okay, someone underneath you has brought in members. So for example, Cynthia just brought someone in the other day. They've canceled, but I just got a new email that Cynthia brought someone in. So anytime you get a non-personal email, most likely it's because someone below you brought in someone either as a free trial member or as a paid member, and they help you build your matrix. Okay, so even though I didn't physically sponsor any of these people, if they're an active member, they count for part of my cycles. So that's a huge benefit to this system. It's not about how many you personally sponsor. It's not every single one that you bring in a 4-to-2 ratio. It's the overall big picture 4-to-2 ratio. And so of these 179 people, you know, that I have on the left that are active, not all of them are my active members that I personally sponsored. So for example, if we look over here, let's see if I can find a couple. Let's see, I know where one is right here. So Ken Schreifels, he's not my personally sponsored member. He's not underlined in red, but he's an active member. He's an elite syndicate reseller. And so he's all in and he pays active into membership. So he qualifies, himself, because he's building up his downline. But at the same time, he helps me build up my 4-to-2 ratio. So he's brought in some people and helped me. But you have to, again, have people on your left side and your right side. That's the crucial thing. Okay, you have to have people on your left side and your right side. So let's just go and we'll look at a smaller area here just for a second, just so I can pull this in. So let's pull up Genevieve for a second. So let's say Genevieve, we saw a person above her. Let's say that person brings up and puts in one here and then one here and one here and one here, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger. Genevieve would have to put her first person down here. Then she could keep building her left leg. Okay. So you want to build 2 legs, and hopefully one of your upline members is going to help you do that. Now, if you notice there's never been any growth, you might want to communicate with support and find out if your sponsor is actually active, if they've quit. Okay, if your sponsor has actually quit, we can possibly work with you to, maybe move you more in the matrix or align you with someone that will help you get some spillover. Because if you're kind of in a dead zone, you're going to be building this all yourself. So not to say that you can't, but if you have the ability to benefit from team members, again, the whole idea, teamwork makes the dream work, right? All right, so I hope that this is, it's been in depth. We're going on 30 minutes now, so I'm going to cut this right here. I believe I said it was going to go a few minutes. A few minutes has turned into 30, but hopefully you've appreciated and found some good value on this in-depth look at how you make commissions on the front end, the levels that exist, and how you make them on the back end binary matrix. Okay. If you have any questions, drop them below. Always glad to help. All right. Talk to you soon.